Ryan Morozak here with Penn State women's basketball coach Kurt Mattern. Kurt, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming.
Kurt, your program really has taken strides over the 7 years it's been in existence, and you will go back to 2 seasons ago, your program advancing all the way to the PSUAC championship game and winning the championship. Last year you were in the National Final Four.
Yeah, it's been kind of a growth process. Every year we've taken a step forward, and hopefully this year's another big step for us.
And you started this program off back in the 2007-2008 season. Tell us what happened for you when you got that first phone call to take over as the only program coach here at Penn State Fayette.
Well, we had talked about it before, and I kind of had put it off for a while. I was Ligonier's high school boys coach for 16 years. After speaking to the people at Fayette, I just kind of fell in love with the place. So we said, let's give it a try, see what happens, and go from there.
Talk about the initial recruitment process as far as finding athletes to play college basketball here at Penn State Fayette.
Well, the first year we started way too late, so we missed everybody. So I actually walked around campus, and any girl that looked athletic, I asked if she wanted to play basketball. The first year we had 6 players, 3 of which had never played basketball before.
And the program really is certainly has come a long way since then.
Yeah, now we're getting elite athletes, elite basketball players from not only the local schools in Fayette County, but we have kids from Cambria County, up on the other side of Altoona, near State College, and kind of all over.
And being a school that doesn't offer scholarships, what do you do to bring kids here to Penn State Fayette?
Well, we talk about you'll get a Penn State education. It's very reasonable to come here. The other is that you get a chance to play right away. You're not going to sit on the bench. One of the things we do in recruiting that I know a lot of small schools don't do is we only recruit to a number, to maybe 10, 11, 12, because we tell them, if we recruit you, you're going to play right away. You don't have to sit for 2 years. You're going to get an opportunity to play day one.
You've also done a great job retaining athletes. We've seen over the last 2 years 3 players go over 1,000 career points. Casey Rubel last year, who's now your assistant coach, and this year Jill Guthrie and Caitlin Wantroba.
Yeah, that's been really fun for me. When I coached the high school, 5 of the 8,000-point scorers in the history of Ligonier played for me. Here, now I have 3 in 6 years, and the best part to me of that is none of those 3 were 1,000-point high school scorers.
And it certainly helps building up the program when you're able to keep kids here for 3 or 4 years.
Right, it's really important because we get some continuity. Having Casey be the point guard for 4 straight years, she was the program changer.
It also helps out, too, that these kids are able to get, as you said, a Penn State education, and degree programs are available here at Penn State Fayette over the course of 4 years.
Well, and that's what I don't think people have realized, even in the local area. It was never publicized very well. You can get a Penn State education right here at home, and for a very reasonable fee.
And of course, once again this year, the USCAA National Tournament is going to be here at Penn State Fayette. How has having the national tournament here helped your basketball program?
Oh, it's been great because, one, it gets us some national exposure too. Teams come in here from all over, and we get invited to play different places now when teams see how we've progressed and how we've come. I got a text from the coach from Rochester not too long ago saying, love the way things are going, keep recruiting good players, you'll be equal with us soon.
It also helps out, you've been able to play games, as you said, around the region. You had some success this past November playing down in Virginia and winning down there for the first time.
Yeah, it's been nice for us because, like I said, it's been an evolution. We started from nothing, and now we're competitive with everybody we play.
And this year you're one of the top teams in the PSUAC. Hopefully you're able to keep that going as we move into the USCAA tournament in a couple of weeks. Talk about the makeup of this year's team and what has made you so successful.
Well, we have great players. I mean, Caitlin Wantroba, as a junior, is the first junior to ever go over 1,000 points here. She's the first player in the history of the school, boys or girls, that had a triple-double. So she's been great. Jill Guthrie's an amazing player. The only thing that sidelined her last year was her knee injury, but she's come back strong, got her 1,000 this year. And then we added some great recruits. I mean, we had Tara Neely from Morgantown, who's a sophomore, Shannon, and then bringing in Kate Miller from Bald Eagle, Courtney Haynes from AG. All of them have been amazing. I'm sure I've left somebody out, but I always forget.
Well, this year you also have Casey Rubel on your bench this time as an assistant coach for the first time. Talk about that experience. You had Casey playing here with you for 4 seasons. Now you have her on the bench as your assistant. I would think that really aids you because she's familiar with a lot of the players that are currently on the court.
Well, it's been a great transition. I mean, Vince was a great assistant coach. I mean, Vince and I have known each other for 30 years, but to have Casey kind of step into that role, it was very seamless for her. She had been the team leader for the last 2 to 3 years. All of a sudden, she kind of steps right into a different role, but she's still the team leader.
It seems like once again this year the women's Division II field is going to be very competitive around the USCAA. We've seen a lot of the PSUAC teams really step up their play this season. Your thoughts as we enter the 2014 tournament?
Well, there's a ton of great teams. Cincinnati Claremont's back as one of the best teams. Central Maine, who we beat last year, is still ranked #1. And we have Penn State Beaver, Greater Allegheny, York's come up this year, Hazelton's come up this year. So it's going to be an interesting battle to the end.
It had to be a special experience last year winning here in the USCAA tournament for the first time.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, the kids worked so hard to get there, and it was just kind of the culmination of a lot of hard work from a lot of people.
The last 2 years really have been special. The PSUAC championship 2 seasons ago, and then the national semifinalist appearance a year ago.
Yeah, it's been kind of an amazing ride. We keep talking about the evolution of the program, and every year taking another step. The next step this year is win the conference again, but then progress farther in the national tournament.
Yeah, I would think you have a legit chance this year of making a run to the national finals.
Well, we think we have a really good team. I mean, the kids have worked really hard. We have the talent now. You know, depth's been a little lacking. We just actually picked up a transfer student, Kelsey Lauren, from she had played at McGuffey, and she's a tremendous asset. Once she gets her feet under her, that gives us a little more depth.
It certainly helps out, though, that you've really covered the 200 square mile radius around Penn State Fayette rather well as far as recruits go.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time. I think last year I put 900 plus miles on my car just going to high school girls games. So it's been an interesting process.
Kurt, appreciate your time. Best of luck in the national tournament this year.
All right, thanks, Brian, very much.
That's Kurt Mattern, the women's basketball coach here at Penn State Fayette, the Eberly campus.